Let's take a peek inside the Usborne Complete Shakespeare Stories from All the Plays. We're going to look at one of the 2-page spreads called Stories Shared in Brief. Let's look inside. I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. You guys might have heard of King Henry VIII, but Shakespeare wrote a play about him, and this play was very important because Henry VIII was the father of the person he was doing the plays for, Queen Elizabeth. So he had to be really careful how he did this play so that he wouldn't defend the queen who was paying for him and the players to do their job. Political intrigue is rife in the court of King Henry VIII of England. The king is surrounded by ambitious nobles plotting against one another to win power. Chief among them is Cardinal Wolsey. A church leader who seems to have the king wrapped around his little finger. Wolsey persuades Henry that the Duke of Buckingham is a traitor. Buckingham is arrested, and although he speaks eloquently at his hearing, Henry sentences him to death. Dun, dun, dun. Soon after, Henry meets Anne Boleyn and becomes infatuated with her. He asks the Catholic Church in Rome to allow him for a divorce from his wife, Catherine, so he can marry Anne. Wolsey pretends to support Henry, but secretly writes to the Pope opposing the plan. Henry finds out about Wolsey's duplicity, there's a great vocabulary word for your kids, and strips him of his power. He announces his marriage to Anne and has Catherine demoted to Princess Dowager. This is one of those famous situations. We know Henry had a bunch of wives, and this is the infamous one, how he loved Elizabeth's mom so much that he defied the Pope to marry her. Queen Anne gives birth to their daughter named Elizabeth, who the Archbishop of Canterbury predicts will have a long and glorious reign. I wonder why Shakespeare had the Archbishop of Canterbury predict that in this play. So, we show King Henry VIII, King of England. He decides he wants a divorce from Queen Catherine so he can marry Anne Boleyn instead. This is an image of Cardinal Wolsey, an ambitious and scheming church leader who holds great influence over the king. Queen Catherine, Henry's first wife, is the daughter of the King of Spain. She accuses Wolsey of plotting against her. Then we have the Duke of Buckingham, a loyal nobleman, executed after Wolsey wrongfully accuses him of treason against the king. And Anne Boleyn, a beautiful noblewoman, becomes Henry's second wife and gives birth to their daughter, Elizabeth. And then on the bottom, 2 more characters. Thomas Cranmer, the Archbishop of Canterbury. He baptizes Princess Elizabeth and predicts a glorious reign for her. Princess Elizabeth, the baby daughter of Henry and Anne, who will one day become Queen of England and Shakespeare's patron. And this is just one of the 2-page stories in brief in this title, The Complete Shakespeare of Usborne, which is only $24.99.